Welcome back to the podcast. Been a couple of weeks.
Yeah, bro.
So back into it. I haven't been busy, but I've just been out of routine, creating a new routine behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Some good things happening. Maybe we'll share later, but yeah. How's training? Updates?
Going good, bro.
Yo.
Like the last, I'm on day, what day am I on? I think I'm on day 20 for 75 hard, and it's pumping through, man. Like I'm getting a good vibe around it. Bit of flow now, as you know, and like we said, I'm good at this. I'm very good at it. So yeah, just enjoying it.
Yep. How long was it between 75 hards for you?
The last time that I did it?
Yeah.
Well, the start of the year.
Yeah.
But, things got in the way.
Yeah.
That's just life. And I always said the back end of last month that I was going to go hard on this. And now that I'm in there, 20 days deep, I'm feeling good, and I'm very, I wouldn't say optimistic, but I just know what I'm in for.
Yep. Good. So 75 hard is 75 days of 2 45-minute workouts a day.
Yep.
The water, how much?
3.8 litres, which is a gallon.
Then the reading?
The reading, 10 pages. Then I've got a progress photo a day, follow a diet, no cheap meals, no alcohol.
Yep. Got any guys on board with you? Or
a couple, man. Like guys I grew up with. They've been reaching out and saying, like, I'm starting. Is there any tips and tricks to beginning? And I'm like, there's no tip or trick. It's just download the app or get like a calendar or scheduler, whatever you call it. And yeah, just get your tasks done daily. There's no like soft way of doing this. It's all hard. And I think I'd probably want to hammer down everyone's throat that if you change the rules, then that's the reason why you stay the same, your whole life. So building a little bit of mental fortitude, grit, all those words that we throw around these days, 75 hard is the way to do it.
I find people struggle with routine and changing routine, right? They can do it for a couple, but as soon as something happens in life, everything goes out the window, and it's good to have like those backup plans for those things. Like, I don't know, a funeral, you get sick, you got to travel. I feel like people think that those are like, they come out of the blue, but if you can plan towards those things, it's easy to fit around. You just got to have that mental capability of adjusting first instead of just, throwing the baby out with the bathwater type thing as well.
Yeah, and it all comes down to prep and planning too, bro. Like the other day I drove all the way out to Mudgee, which is a 3.5 to 4 hour drive if you stop, and then the same coming back. And like I chose to wake up early, which was, 3:30 a.m. and I got my 2 workouts out. And that's, bear in mind, bro, like I do this properly. There's a space between the 2 workouts that you must have, which is 2 hours. So I got up, did my walk outside, and then did my next workout, which would have been like, 2.5 hours later. And then as soon as I was done, it was get my clothes on and then boom, jump on the road. And I gave you a call while I was heading out there. So I don't know. It's just prep and planning and making sure that you can test your capabilities out sometimes, and having that plan B. It doesn't always have to be hard workouts. Like you can just get something done just so you can tick that box.
People go too hard, too fast type thing.
Bro, yeah. Like, that's the reason why I flunked all the ones at the start, because I've done it about 25 to 30 times. But at the start I was flunking out, 1, because of alcohol. I was still drinking during those times. And then 2, because I was going too hard at the start. Like I would get results in the first 14 days, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'll be jacked. I'm like, yeah. But that delayed gratification is something that I'm trying to, work towards this time. So yeah, slowing things down.
Trying to get those long-term sustainable results more.
Yeah.
I've seen heaps of people do 75 hard and
then
back to normal in like 2 weeks, 4 weeks, so it sort of defeats the purpose of the initial stages of it. And I just see heaps of hypocrites doing, you're the only one that I know that does 75 hard properly. And then, I just see heaps of hypocrites like, doing 75 and then just adjusting the rules.
Yeah, I've seen heaps of content like that too, bro. And like we made a fucking piece of content about it before. Like I saw a couple of guys, and they're our people. They just change shit, and I'm like, you just defeats the purpose, bro. You're not even doing 75 hard. If you're doing it for weight loss, then you might as well just go and do weight loss. Like get a coach, a nutritional coach that can help you with your food. The problem's not the discipline side of things. The problem is that you can't control your impulses. And it's a lot easier to get a nutritional coach and then just stick with them for a couple of months. But yeah, if you do it properly, 75 hard, you certainly learn a lot more in a small space of time. And 75 days ain't that long, bro.
Yeah.
But it's whether or not that you're able to keep to it.
And our own training, we changed it up, been doing a lot more boxing. Yeah, we just needed something different than weights lately. I think we spoke on it last. So Tuesdays, we just do bench and boxing, what we did today. Yep. We'll do a couple rounds of shadow boxing, which is hard.
I reckon it's harder than everything else, bro.
But I like the light weights, doing the boxing and in the arms, and then drop the weight and do 2 minutes without, and then we do pad work each, which is lucky that we are sort of both coaches and we can hold pads and sort of, we don't know really, we're not pros at it or boxing coaches ourselves, but we know like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then since we are getting coaching from, so I got Eddie and then I got Lewis as well, and we got Lewis together.
Yep.
That there's things we can sort of work on, body position.
Yep.
During those times, right? Like we're not coaching each other because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, but we're just getting extra reps in. At worst, we are getting volume in, so we're fitter. Yeah. Our punches are more efficient, and then we can go and work on things in our proper coaching sessions.
Yeah, that's what I found. Like I said, spoke to you about that last week, I think, or maybe the week before. Like sometimes it's just a matter of doing volume and reps and reps and reps. And then like you can clean things up when you get a coach. I think a lot of people get, it's easy to point fingers and be like, oh, you're doing it wrong. That's easy for everyone to say and do for themselves. But like sometimes you just got to do them wrong. And then when you get with your coach just gives you those little pointers or cues just to tidy things up, bro. You can apply the same principles to fucking what I do, knee program. Like sometimes you can just learn by doing the actual movement, and then I'll give you the cues, and then you go and clean it up yourself. And that's what I'm learning or finding from doing boxing. And then when we're doing it together, bro, it's just a bit of competitiveness. Like we're trying to fucking punch each other's forearms off. It's fun, bro. Like I enjoy it.
Yeah, and the purpose of getting a coach, like we're coaches ourselves, so it'd be hypocrites in trying to do boxing without one.
Yeah.
Hey, that makes sense, right?
100%.
We're not dumb or arrogant, which usually most men are, of trying to think, oh yeah, we can figure it out ourselves. We've sort of, we coaches, we understand that we leverage, Eddie's or Lewis's experience.
Yeah.
So we can learn faster.
Yeah.
And that's how we do it. Get in the reps ourselves, a bit of fitness by ourselves, reps on reps equals results. I feel like a lot of people go, even with the mobility stuff, the knee stuff, you got them, oh no, I'm gonna figure it out myself. I'm gonna do the research, and then that's all right. But there's probably 1 out of 1,000 that ever figure it out, type thing.
Yeah,
and then they're in the same spot. 12 months goes past, and they're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly right.
Probably 90% do not do any research, stuck in the same spot, and then
they're just working in the same system, bro, and it doesn't work. Like
that's my head in.
Yeah, bro, it's fucking frustrating because you can see it. Like you can actually see the data when someone does something correctly or like gives you the back and forth and the respect as a coach too, the coach-client experience. And then when they go away and they do their own training or they do their own sessions by themselves, you can see the improvement. And then you've got someone that, does it for 4 weeks and then thinks they know everything and then go and they don't get any results. They always end up coming back, bro. It's the same case for everyone. And I'm excited about doing these classes. We're going to start next week with Lewis too. Because then we get not only you'll get that extra session on the Wednesday, but you'll get Tuesday and Thursday too.
Yeah.
And then those times that we do get to spend by ourselves, just, getting a little bit more volume and reps in, bro, I'll be fighting by the end of the year.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I've been doing boxing for maybe 1 to 2 years, but only 1 session a week. And one's just not enough in anything. It's sort of like trying to get strong by doing 1 powerlifting session a week. It's trying to do 1 mobility session a week, 1 Pilates, 1 yoga. I had some guy come to me and he was like, I think I'm going to do, instead of doing the mobility program with you, I'd rather do 1 Pilates session a week. And I was like, bro, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
You'd rather do 5 10 to 15 minute sessions throughout the week than doing 1 Pilates type session.
Yeah.
I find that's a waste of time. I see heaps of footy players do Pilates and that too, and I'm like, fuck. That's just so 1 hour.
Yeah.
Rat's ass as well. And how much sort of can you get out of that session as well? I feel like if you break it up, and like if you want to do, I'm not dissing Pilates, but if you want to do Pilates, do it properly and do like 3 to 4 sessions. Like it's anything. I'm not saying with boxing, if we do 1 session or we do 3 or 4 sessions a week, you can see the compounding effects of training that keep adding on top of each other. With 1 a week, it's just waste of time. Some people just don't listen. Like.
I said that today, bro. I was like, fuck, you've like your power, your effectiveness for the punching, it's just gone fucking through the roof ever since we started doing more sessions with Lewis and more sessions on top of it. And that same principle applies to anything in life, really, when you think about it. And like I'll never diss anything. Like I might have some fun with Pilates, but at the end of the day, you're better off focusing on one thing and giving all your attention and all your energy towards it, learning as much as you can, and then seeing if it works for you, and always work off results. Like how are you tracking your results? What's the data look like? How many sessions have you done? All those things compound up, like you said, and then at the end of that time, you're able to look at yourself from a different scope or different angle.
Perfect.
What
else we got?
Just 75 hard's the thing for me at the moment, bro. Like I'm really excited for it.
So on those boxing days, you do the walk. Yeah. Then the boxing's the second.
Yeah. So this morning I did a walk this morning and a little bit of stretch. I was a bit tight because I did a little bit of running yesterday with my little cousin Ruben. Just walk. But like my outdoor sessions are always going to be walks, bro. It's something that I can do and maintain for the rest of my life. Like, and there's a lot of people out there that are probably thinking in their head, I need to go and flog myself. No, you don't, man. Just keep that consistent, because even when you finish 75 hard, the first thing that goes out the door is not the training, but the walking. And that's what I find that a lot of people, they quit out or lose out after they finish, and they don't, hold on to that consistency of something that they can do every day for the rest of their life.
Yeah, hard. What have you noticed? I don't know, clients, footy, injury season at the moment too. Yeah. This first 12 weeks of winter sports, we're going into it. Yeah. That's sort of when all the injuries happen. The bodies haven't adapted.
Yeah.
And just that our big thing is train around injuries as much as possible.
100%.
I've had athletes dropping off with me. They've gotten injured. And I'm offering them the, option of just training through. And I might have been in their situation. I've done, like, I'm not dissing them or anything. I diss myself first any time of the day before, and just training around injuries. Like,
yeah, it's the perfect thing, bro. Like, I gave that example on my reel the other day, how I broke my foot in footy and then I did the Bondi Bronte with a cast on. Like, when you know that, though, that's the problem. Then context comes into play. But I know that, and I'm just trying to share that experience with anyone. Like, you don't have to be an athlete. A lot of people have injuries, day by day. But yeah, it's just being able to work around it. And if you don't know what to do to work around it, then find a coach that does. It's as simple as that, man.
Yeah. So you get your lower body's injured, you train upper twice as hard. Like, get a big bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Set goals around that injury. You know what I mean? There's so many things that you can do. And I don't know, we just get disappointed because people just fall off and then they're like, let's wait 4 to 6 weeks. Well, this heals to, like, bro, we can do like a lot at that time.
Yeah, man.
Before, like, you know what I mean? You're ticking boxes while that's coming back. And then their option is, I don't know, mentally they're a bit down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's probably the norm that when you get injured, you just stop everything.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to,
give the other side of the fence. Like, and that, when I think about all the injuries that I've had, that there's a space of those feelings that you go through. And I think you can shorten that. I'm going to call it depression. You can shorten that space just by focusing on something else. Like, just because your knee's blown out doesn't mean that you can't do anything, like we said. But then, I just find that the people that can rip in during that time, they're a different class of human, first off. But the recovery from an injury comes a lot faster because they're maintaining like things, and they don't let everything go away in their life. And, they're still eating properly. They're still doing as much recovery as they can. They're keeping their mind focused on the end goal, which is getting back from recovery first off. And then once they hit the training sessions again, or the rehab sessions, whatever you want to call it, mate, they're able to pick up the ball a lot faster and quicker.
Yeah, and it's not like we're saying it without the experience of seeing other high performers. when they get injured, they're just like, oh, can I do? That's their first question. Their first thing is not, let's chuck everything out and stop everything. Their thing is, what can I do?
Yeah.
And I think that's like, obviously, if you have a spine injury or, you know what I mean, something a little bit super serious, but most can be worked around, I think.
Yeah, right? Bro. Well, look, I use Minicello as a perfect example for that, bro.
Yeah.
Like he had an injury that pulled him out for 5 years, but he was able to work around it. You know, a lot of people thought he was done. You know, I thought he was done too as a footy player and as a friend. And then he was able to do something that was different training, focused on his food. And then he was back playing footy, and the best footy that he ever played in his life. And like, it's hard for us too, because we come from that realm and we're exposed to those sorts of people and situations and experiences. And like, you just, I don't know, you just wish that people could feel that themselves too and be a part of that as well.
Yeah, I think when you get injured, just doing something different, even though it's not going to improve that injury for the short term, it just helps that mental game tick over while you are injured. I feel like a mood thing will be better for you anyway.
Yeah.
There's so much to do, and that's the message we try and get across, you know, as coaches.
Yeah, I like that, bro.
Anything else to touch on?
I reckon that's good, man.
Good to be back.
Good to be back.
Shop, bro.
Shop, bro.